All right, we are going to now fill out the device service report for scales in the new web submission in Veriform. When you're at your home screen here at your main dashboard, that means you've logged in. You will need to go to Forms and then View Forms. All right, now we're going to go to the device service report. All right, bring that up, and then of course we give it a title just like any other report. So we're going to do one for the Macs. We have already done the light and medium scale test report, but this applies for any and every scale, whether it's a truck scale, floor scale, bench scale. It is all the same when you are filling this out. So we're going to add a location, and just like before, if you see any of the other videos, you can search by the site ID number, and then as you bring it up, it will narrow it down. And you can also search by address or name, however you want to do it, and it'll bring it up. And the more you type, the more it will narrow it down. All right, and then of course your inspection date. This is going to be the date that the work has been done. You want to make sure that is correct. And then of course we're going to get in here in the type of service. We're just going to say it's a new install. You have a couple of options here, but mostly what you're going to probably use most of the time is new installation or return to service. Your new installation, of course, is when you're installing a new scale, or maybe return to service when you have one that has been out of service or one that has been removed by a red tag. Then you are going to do a return to service. So today we're just going to do a new installation, and the device owner is going to be the Max, and his telephone number is 334-867-5309. We use that number. How about that? And then, of course, the scale manufacturer we use is called the Scale Company, INC. And then the model number, we'll call this a model number 300. All right. So the serial number is, we'll call this 13579. And the device type is going to be a scale. You either have two options. You're either doing a scale or you're doing a volume, like a gas pump or something like that. So we're doing scales. So we'll put scale. Capacity on that scale we did was 5,000 pounds. Uh, Capacity could be anything. You know, it can all apply right here. Now, if you leave it empty, like I have it right here, then it'll be assumed that it is pounds, because that is the majority of what you will be doing. But now, if you're doing it in grams or kilograms or something like that, you can note it here, or you can put it here in the remarks that the capacity is in grams, however you would like to do it. Now, your CC is going to be your certificate of conformance number, or what is probably known a lot by people is the NTEP number. You will find this on the data plate of the indicating element, and it will be with the serial number, make and model, and all that kind of stuff. If it is not on there and it is a new install, then most likely the scale is not a legal for trade scale. It cannot be used in commerce. But if you are not sure and cannot find it, or maybe the data plate is damaged, you can also go to NCWM, their website. You can find it on our website at agi.alabama.gov under weights and measures. You can find that link there, and you can do a NTEP search, or you can just Google for NTEP search, and you can put in your make and model number, and it will come up with, if it is a legal for trade scale and has been NTEP approved, then it will come up with an NTEP number. And so there's a special format that NTEP uses, so you have to make sure that you use the format exactly like they use. I'm just going to enter in something like that. And it tells you right here that you have to have one of those type formats, because that's what NTEP uses for their certificate numbers. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're looking for the right number. Now your remarks sections, this is where you'll need to put any kind of remarks. We're just going to put it's a new install. All right. And anything else that you need to make a note of, please make sure you do so. Now, it is a required field. Anything that has a red asterisk is required in order for it to upload. and your CC number is required, so make sure you have that before you go to upload the thing. And just like all the other remarks, you see these little dashes right here, you can shrink or swell them. It doesn't matter how big you make the box. It will trim down your remarks to what you have and not empty space. So that's nice to know. Now, here is a shortcut that you can do, but make sure you understand. If you are installing two scales with the same device manufacturer and the same model number that fall under the same certificate of conformance number, these three are the same, and you are installing two of them, you can come in down here and say scale number 2, serial number is, we'll call this one even, 4568. Okay, and then you put the serial number in there. And what we will do is we'll know that you installed another TSC Model 300, but the serial number was this. And then we can go back and look at your test report and see that scale there. Okay, but it has to be the same device manufacturer and the same model number under the same intent. Okay, if it is a different manufacturer or a different model under the same manufacturer, you're going to have to do a separate device service report. Okay, so now we're moving on. The owner's name, we'll just call him John Doe. All right, and then of course your signature. You can, if you've got a touch screen, you can use your touch screen or a pen. If you don't have one and you have a mouse, you can hold the left click button down and either use your mouse or your finger on your mouse pad to make that signature. And just like before, I can clear it and then redo it, or I can save it, but you must save it. And you'll get one that says that you have successfully saved it. You just hit OK, and then you move down to yours. And this is going to be auto-filled. It's going to have your name and number because that's who you are logged in as. So you'll come in here and you will sign your name, and then you will save it. Okay, you hit OK, and then you're going to look and just make sure all your red fields are filled in. Everything, all your information is there, and then we're just going to come in here and click submit. And it's just like all the other reports. If everything has come out good and it accepted it, it will tell you that your report has been successfully submitted to the system. Okay. Now at this time, you have an option to email a copy of it. All you have to do is just enter in the email address at blah blah blah.com. And if you have more than one email address, you just click it here, and you just keep adding email addresses that you want to add, that you want this report sent to. You can always put a note in here. I'm just going to put test, and this note and the test report will be sent to whatever email addresses you have saved right here. And then, of course, just like all the other remark sections, you can easily make this big or little, and it will trim out all the space when it sends. Then you click submit here. Once you've submitted, it will send this note to these email addresses with the test report you just uploaded to those email addresses. All right, I'm not going to send any emails today because that's it. So now we're going to go over to our profile, and we can look at that. It'll bring it up. You see our device service report here that was done on that day, submitted on that day, and there's this inspection date. You just click on it, and it's going to bring it up. And just like all the other reports, it's going to give you the information of the location and who you are and what you have credentials for. And it's going to come in, and here is going to be the web view of your report. And just like before, you can download your PDF to view it. It'll tell you to please wait while it's generated. And you hit OK. It may take it a minute depending on how slow your internet is. As you can see, mine was pretty quick. But then you also have another option to email the form from here. You can just enter in the email address and any notes that you need to add, and then you click send, and Veriform will send it from their server straight to that email address if you would like. That way, if you ever want to go back into your account and let's just say you want to look at what you've done and you want to email this one, then it's just simple as click on it and then you can email it here. All right, and here is the form. This is the form that will be emailed. It'll be emailed in a PDF, and this is what it'll look like. And this is what your forms will look like. It'll have your location, ID number, name, address, the date you inspected it, and the date you submitted it. And then that way everything is recorded and you can send that to your customer, whoever you need to send that to, and there it is. Now that's going to complete our device service report of this web submission. Thank you for watching and have a good one.